Hey, WellHouse Church, good morning. I'm excited to be back with you again. Why don't you grab some coffee and some food and come join me for our time of teaching? You know, we have gained a lot of new people to our community recently. And one of the things that I want everyone to know about WellHouse Church is that I want WellHouse to be a place of healing. There's so much pain and trauma and death and deception and corruption and all of these terrible things that happen in the world and happen to us. And we don't deal with them. We don't really heal from them. We just live with immense amounts of pain. And I want WellHouse to be a place where we can heal from that pain. And I feel like this story that I have for us today is really impactful when we think about this, because Jesus, this is the final I am statement of Jesus in John's gospel. And he says, I am the vine, and my Father the vine grower, and you are the branches. There's this beautiful picture of the unity and synchronicity and interdependence between the three characters in this story: Jesus, God the Father, and humanity. And this is what he says: I am the vine, you are the branches. Those who abide in me and I in them bear much fruit, because apart from me you can do nothing. Now, does Jesus really mean that we can do absolutely nothing without God? I think he does. I think there are experiences where people make decisions seemingly without God, but as humanity is made in the image and likeness of God, as we are image bearers of God, I think everyone has a unique element of quote unquote godness to them. But it's the fruit bearing that's the important part here. I think what Jesus is getting at is that apart from Jesus, our actions are not fruit-bearing actions. They're not the type of actions that we want to be associated with. Kindness, goodness, gentleness, self-control, faithfulness, integrity, all of these things, these ethic characteristics of us that make us identifiably Christian. We can't do any of those without Jesus. And here's the deal: all the pain in the world, Jesus took. And he wants to take from you. And that is why he says this language. He uses this word abide. Another translation of this word could be remain. And so the text says, those who remain in me and I in them bear much fruit. Church, I want to be a person who bears fruit. There's enough death in the world. I want to be a person that brings about fruit, that brings about growth, that brings about all the opposite things that I despise about the world. And I really believe that we can only do that when we remain in Jesus. And as Jesus heals us from all the pain and trauma and things that hold us back from reaching our potential of experiencing the fullness of divinity and living out divine likeness, I think as we heal from those things, it's like we're giving away something that Jesus is then filling back to us that we bear fruit out of. And so, church, I want WellHouse to be a place where you heal. I want WellHouse to be a place where you meet Jesus, the Jesus who restores. And I want WellHouse to be a place where we bear fruit. As Jesus says, we will bear fruit. People of WellHouse Church, we live according to an ethic. And that ethic is an ethic of goodness. I want people to know the goodness of God through the people of WellHouse Church, because that's the fruit that I want us to bear. So today I want to ask you, how do you see yourself bearing fruit? Where today are you currently bearing fruit? Because all of us are bearing some level of fruit because we're made in the image and likeness of God. Your Creator has instilled within you a little bit of goodness, even if you're not trying. There is good in you. What we need to do is heal from our trauma and build upon that goodness to bear more fruit. So where are you currently bearing fruit? And where do you want to progress in bearing more fruit?